Well, well, well. We have an interesting title here. I know it's familiar to you. It's definitely familiar to me. I figured we'd be nostalgic about this because it was one of the first major projects that we did back in the day.
Three
And
wells, man. Yeah, you really brought out the big guns for this one. Yeah, no, it was, well, number one, it was a fun idea way back when, and I'll get into that. But especially for the topic that we're going to cover, and you've been sitting on this for, I want to say, almost 1.5, maybe 2 weeks.
oh, I've been sitting on this all right.
Yeah, so I guess for a little bit of context, way back when in college, I decided to write a book, and it was about the same time where we actually got to know each other a little bit, and we realized that us and
We're both on a pretty equal playing field of insane. Yeah.
I think if we wanted to go full Joker in our junior years of college, we thought that everyone around us was just the dumbest idiot on campus, and we wanted to make this book to be the smartest people on campus.
It's your title, and
I understand, but it stands the test of time. I think it stands the test of time despite it being a book that's been unpublished, because years later, I still see people acting this way. Right?
Oh yeah, nothing changed, dude. Nothing.
Like I'm looking at it now, and I look to myself. I'm like, well, I'm not so much angry at the fact that this was unpublished. I'm not angry at the fact that this was probably something that only a choice amount of people actually read, let alone bought on the internet. But I'm glad to see that the opinions haven't changed, and I'm glad that we're finally delving into this, because I'm just as excited as you are when you brought the topic up to me.
Well, I've spent quite a bit of time archiving, I guess what I would call like the most erratic and garbage tweets that I could find on my timeline. And these aren't like things that are trending per se. They're actually more like things that people more on a lower local level talk about. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what's worse, the ones that trend or the ones that don't. The ones that people are trying to get trending by being edgy.
Right.
I'm not going to display them on screen because I guess that's a problem these days, but I'm going to read them. I'm pretty sure that's fine. So
yesterday I just went on a full internet crusade. I reported memes that I just didn't like, straight up. And you're gonna be afraid of, I mean, I guess if it's like a doxing element, that's fine.
Right.
Like, you don't want to reveal personal information. There's a difference between reading someone's public tweets versus like cracking jokes on a meme page on Instagram. Okay, I guess I get it. Yeah, let's dive straight into it.
Okay, let's see. What do I have? This one got to me because I was like, okay, I'll read it first and then we'll go.
Okay.
First 4th of July as an American citizen, and I still do not care, smiley face. And I read that and I'm just like, did I need to know? Did anybody really need to know that?
Yeah, dude, of course. The internet's made for everybody. See, this is a reason why the whole argument of gatekeeping, you can defend it to such a point, because you let people like this get on the internet, and it's just like, well, do I want to comment and like risk my dignity and sanity, or can I just ignore it? But like stuff like this is so hard to ignore because it's almost like chuggy, I think that's the word. Like, you ever see those tacky ass stickers on the back of people's cars?
Yeah.
With like statements?
Yeah.
It's almost like that. Like, you could put it on a sticker and just project it, or put it on a t-shirt, like, and sell it at Walmart kind of thing. So I remember seeing this exact tweet. It's funny, but yeah, no, 4th of July. Someone's patriotic.
Well, I just think to myself, like, you just became a citizen. There's a reason, right? I mean, there's got to be something you like.
Right.
At least don't, like, why do you have to be mean about it? That's what I don't understand. Why be malicious? Like, okay, that's your opinion, good job, but you have to, you know, that the smiley face, the sideways smiley face, you're really trying to, like, push on that, like, I don't care, and anyone who disagrees with me probably is a crappy person.
Right.
It hits those angles, and I always sit there thinking, like, I wish somebody would just tell them what's for.
It's one of those things where I can kind of understand why you would do it on Twitter, because it's very abstract in an otherwise unabstracted light. Because you go on something like Reddit, for example, or even like YouTube, and it's a space where you can put yourself behind a username and upload content emblematic of what you want to portray yourself as. Now on Twitter, you can do the same thing, but it's more or less your raw thoughts, so to speak. Now, I know a lot of people, like, what Twitter was used for was to connect on a personal level with celebrities, and that has now morphed into, let's just go balls to the wall and make Twitter my, like, Finsta, or I'm just going to overshare about everything. You know?
And it is becoming an oversharing platform, because most of the time all I see is people posting selfies or mirror pics or whatever, and I'm like, you know, once in a while, but when you realize it's becoming like more of a photo sharing platform, I'm thinking, if that exists, it's called Instagram.
It wasn't until Tumblr purged all of their NSFW content,
I remember
and, like,
that day,
and nude imagery, that people from Tumblr migrated to Twitter, and it was just, I think that's when the shit show started. People really started to leverage Twitter for what it was, and from Twitter, then you know, it makes it's so easy. It's almost like a click funnel, like those fucking stupid ass e-commerce gurus. They, like, flaunt and taunt you about, where it's like, oh, like e-commerce funnels, click funnels, like, and they direct you to different websites. And of course, you gotta have OnlyFans. I mean, come on.
Oh geez, I swear every trending tweet that I see that has 50,000 plus likes on it, you know how the first tweet trends, and then underneath that they start, like, chaining more, and after like one or two, it starts to become more of like a product advertising thing.
Exactly.
Because all of a sudden I see it going from whatever the content of the original was, which is usually copy pasted, because that same tweet could probably be found about 30 times on the platform.
Right.
So they're usually stolen or reposts, and then those trend. Then you look under them, and they start, are you looking for a galaxy light? Press this link.
Yeah,
or are you looking for LEDs? Because you can click here. And I think to myself, like, are they being paid for that?
You already have traction built up within that comment chain, so it's like, what the hell else? Like, what the hell else would you do besides promote your shitty bathroom pics or something?
And it's like, if it's your SoundCloud or whatever, or you're making music or art, feel free to promote that. I don't care. But I question when there's, like, product advertisements. How does everybody have the same product advertisements going?
I'm going to be in the minority here and say that I do care about it, because it's and I'm probably in the minority when I say this, I'm not interested in that kind of content. It's bad. If I could like,
God.
Okay, what do you do you honestly expect quality from a Twitter chain posted Because it's almost like that shit that you would see in early email, early text messaging. Oh, share to 10 people, or this like gremlin girl won't come to your bed at 3 in the morning and tickle your dick or something like that. Like, it's almost as if we've gone back in time and now we've just added Google AdSense into the mix where,
Right.
yeah, most of the time these people are probably being paid to promote. These people that are promoting their OnlyFans and Subscribestar and Premium Snapchat and other virtual meat markets, so to speak.
That's definitely one way to phrase it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I couldn't think of a more opportunistic way to get your content out there in a chain comment that has already gained significant traction. Like, I could imagine the amount of spam existing in, like, Elon Musk's fucking tweets. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like,
as soon as he
you know what I
soon
mean?
as he tweets, there's about, I don't know, a couple thousand spam coin based like comment chains.
Yeah. Because you already know someone's
and
going
the
to see
crazy
it.
thing is, a lot of them are verified accounts. Then they try to scam you because it's a verified account, and they're able to change their username to say Elon Musk, and some people might click that thinking it's him, but it's
Right.
not. The handle is different, so they use it as a way to get people to click the link, free Dogecoin, free Bitcoin, or whatever. So
Right.
there's like a whole scam market going on there too.
I think it's hysterical.
I think
a
it's
lot of these
hysterical
people. I think a lot of these people, such as Logan Paul, Rice Gum, FaZe Clan, and FaZe Clan especially. I gotta be honest, I didn't like FaZe Clan 10 years ago.
I never got into it.
For the sole purpose that I fucking despised Call of Duty and everything that encapsulated that bubble of competitive FPS. It wasn't until COVID hit that I actually sat down with my PlayStation and replayed all the games that I didn't when I was in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And I came away liking them for the sole purpose that they all had single player. That is it. Okay? Regarding FaZe Clan though, and the Save the Kids token, and I know we're getting off track.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go back into reading some tweets, but I thought that was sort of the coup de grace of just desserts, because a lot of people I've heard from, they thought that they let the fame get to their head. And when that Save the Kids token came about, suffice to say that bubble burst, and yeah, now they're doing damage control. They've been kicked out of FaZe Clan. I don't even know what happened, honestly.
I think they got kicked out, if I remember correctly.
Like, I was never like, it was cool. The fact that there is a competitive gaming sphere like that, that's cool. Personality wise, I could do without having those types of people. But anyway, yeah.
Okay, here. I'm now
unpatriotic.
Here's a new one.
Girl.
I just found this. Okay.
Okay.
It's 3 words. Billionaires shouldn't exist. And
Why?
then after that, a couple hours later, they posted another one. Let me say again, billionaires shouldn't exist. Period. The "you could be one too" myth is a crafted trick that keeps us justifying their mass wealth, while people here on Earth starve, are houseless, and lack basic healthcare and access to education. And then they comment something about Jeff Bezos. And now they've got thousands of likes. Yay.
Okay. Well, we could probably mine the entirety of this stream from all these people alone. I'm not a financial advisor. Neither are you. I'm not here to give financial advice, and neither are you. And I feel
wish
like a
I
lot
was.
of people have to put up that disclaimer because so many people take this bullshit to heart. But when it comes to being in the same conversational sphere as billionaires, first of all, average user on Twitter, I'm talking to you. You're not. You're right. You most likely will never be in that same sphere. Okay, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart that you need to lower your expectations when it comes to billionaires doing XYZ for the community, XYZ for the world. In a perfect world, oh Jesus, you just sent me the tweet. Oh, Twitter for iPhone is underlined.
Yeah, look, some guy underlined that and just replied with that.
Oh God, what'd she say?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't know how to tell you this, but capitalism sucks unless it works for you. Then you often find yourself debating with the whole aspect of, well, the alternative has given death to millions upon millions of individuals, and in this sphere, it embraces competition. Now, I know that's a very watershed definition of what our financial system is, and the massive amount of, I guess, wealth non-distribution that our country holds specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know if this next point I'm about to make comes from a position of privilege or it comes from a position of blissful ignorance. I hope it's the second one, but at the same time, I hope I don't sound too dumb when I state this. Billionaires don't care about you. They don't care about me. They most likely don't care about the common folk, okay? And I'm not saying that out of spite. I'm saying that out of, I've accepted the fact, you've most likely accepted the fact, yet...
Well, they live on a different level. So
right,
their concerns are always going to be way over there.
But it's one of those instances where I understand what someone in that hierarchy can or won't do for me, right?
Right.
I'm never going to see a penny of Bezos, Branson, Musk's, or Gates's money. It's not going to happen. You know, you can buy stock in any of their companies, sure, and make income that way. You know, I'm not. How do I put this? I don't want to chastise these particular individuals on Twitter who look at billionaires as this, like, big, over-encompassing power force that, you know, like, we the people can't rise up and fight over. But I feel as though if a lot of these people had just a smidgen more of financial education, they would understand that it's really where a lot of this wealth comes from. Being employed at these companies, being a shareholder in these companies, actually allowing capitalistic competition to occur. Like, you find out that it works more so than it doesn't. So I mean, the proof is in the pudding. She's tweeting from her iPhone. You know.
It's hollow. That's the way I think about it. It's, you know, oh, I'm gonna write this thing on Twitter and be all angry about something, but then you're like, well, it's hollow anger because you wrote it, but it doesn't mean you're actually gonna do anything about it. But you definitely want other people to do something about it.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I thoroughly believe that a lot of these individuals that happen to be tweeting these one-off little outbursts, these spastic Twitter comments, hope for one day for these opinions to be archived. So one day they can look back on that and they can say, see, I said this. You know, like I was the revolutionary back in 2021. And if you're looking at it through that lens, that's a very problematic way of doing so, because you're putting yourself on this pedestal. You're giving yourself these delusions of grandeur that you are the next, like, Paul Revere. That you are here to inform, oh, something's wrong, and I'm going to be the one to inform the public that something is wrong. Oh, billionaires shouldn't exist. I thought about that. I tweeted that, you know? They're going to put that in a book one day. That's going to be on my epitaph. No. It's not.
No.
You know, like Billy, I don't know. Like if I were to ask you the question, like on live television, should billionaires exist? I don't know. I feel as though it's one of those instances where what would the world be if they didn't?
Okay, but if you're running a company as big as Amazon, then
Right.
someone's gonna make money off that, right?
Oh, dude, I love.
Or what? Do you not make money off that?
Well, no. Here's the thing that I want to delve into, and here's a little rumor I'd like to dispel. Not so much a rumor, but more so a perspective where individuals really should get their heads out of their asses when it comes to supporting small businesses. Okay, I've run a small business myself. I currently no longer do, primarily due to COVID, but I know that that's not an excuse, okay? For lack of a better word, I've changed ventures, and it's worked out for me more so than it did before. Anyways, you look at a conglomerate, a monopoly that is Amazon, okay? You look at the convenience aspect of it all. You look at how cheap it is in comparison to small businesses. And you, as an individual, as a spastic Twitter user, as someone with a bleeding heart, look at small businesses and you think, well, I would want to support small businesses. Now, I hate to tell you this, but that's actually the most conservative thing that you can do, is be so adamant about supporting small businesses. But you don't want to hear that, do you?
Well,
anyways,
you don't want these people to have a meltdown. I mean, you used one of the most not usable words ever. Starts with a C.
Yeah. So I hope I'm looking forward to being doxxed in the next week and a half.
You said the word, and there goes the monetization of the week.
It's all right. I'll get my ad revenue back for the fact that you're streaming my music in the background.
Oh man, here, look at this. Look at this. Okay, cheating is not part of ups and downs in a relationship. Who TF raised y'all?
Hold on. We'll get to that tweet. I didn't know you were finished. I didn't finish my point.
Go for it.
I know what it's like to run a small business, and I know what it's like to have a bleeding heart in order to support these small businesses. Okay, but you look at the convenience, the price, the vast price differences of something like Amazon versus something like a small business, because small businesses are usually a one-man job or one-woman job, and they have to recoup their cost. Ergo, they can rationalize charging a higher price. Now,
right.
I understand that you're paying for quality to some degree. I understand that there are third-party sellers, that there are sellers from China that Amazon will pull from, that these drop shippers will pull from in order to justify in selling a premium to us dumb, red-blooded Americans. But riddle me this.
Uh-oh.
Why the fuck would I spend 5 to 8 times more? I don't have to.
Yeah, well, that's your freedom as a consumer to do whatever it is that you do or do not want to do.
That's my freedom as a consumer, number one. But number two, when I used to publish books, I understood this. And it was probably the best example in doing so of what a good, fair price looks like versus what one isn't, when one isn't. Okay? I would publish my book, and excuse me, I would publish my book, and immediately I would have second and third party sellers on Amazon buying my book and reselling it for their own individual bookstore, online bookstore, and they would charge 2 to 3 times more.
Wow.
If you're looking at like a brick and mortar store, the reason why I said 5 to 8 times more is because usually you're paying for the delivery fee. Okay, you're paying out of pocket for that shipping, and they can justify in charging a lot more. But when you're dealing with something like Amazon, and when you're especially dealing with something like a digital file, you can get away with charging a little bit more, but not as little as what I originally listed it as, the original author, illustrator, and publisher. Okay? So I know what it's like finding a good deal, and I know what it's like getting the best available bang for your buck. So, support your small businesses, sure, but understand where your competition lies. And pit it against Amazon, there is no competition. I'm sorry to say, that is the nature of things, okay?
Well,
you can get
that's just how it's gotten to. So
yeah,
it's not like you can tell them to not be good at what they're doing.
But the dialogue stating that, oh, well, you shop from Amazon, you don't support small business, yada, yada, yada. Look, I think as a consumer, you want to support businesses that thrive, okay? And I think as a small business, the best thing, and I'll probably sound very neocon right now, but hear me out. I think the best thing that a small business can be, at least in 2021, is bought out. Is being able to be recognized by a big dog, by a big company, and bought out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much thought on that one because I didn't really give it much thought before. But that's an interesting take.
Well, it might be a take that a lot of people don't agree with, but little do people know that once you sell your business, once you understand that the competition is high, and in the sphere that we live in with Amazon, we've existed at the same time as like Amazon and eBay and all these other sites where you can get things without even leaving your house, okay?
Right.
That these businesses, these small businesses, drop at the flick of a hat when they realize what they're going up against. People say that that's cruel. Okay? Maybe it is to some degree. Maybe someone put their entire livelihood behind a specific niche that they were attempting to sell. But even if your business is bought up, even if your business fails, goes under financial hardships, it doesn't mean that those talents go unwasted. And I think a lot of people have to wrap that around their heads, because once they see their business dry up, or they see it, being bought out, and that's in the minority, but, whatever, like, it goes away. You have it one day, you don't have it the next. They think to themselves, well, my whole identity as a business owner has failed. And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be like that. You can still do what you're passionate of or in. Just pick a different path. Expand your outreach. I mean, that's what I did. Anyway, it's something that I put a lot of thought in since late last year, and I'm glad that I have, because if publishing worked out for me, I probably would have never considered YouTube. I would have never considered redoing music and live streaming, doing things like this, making more interactive content. So, hell, this channel probably wouldn't be what it was, what it is. So, I don't know. I think a lot of things in the business world that happen to small business owners, I think if you take it as, one door closing, another door opening, you can have a fresh new perspective on that.
I get you, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anyway, what were you saying about this next tweet? I'll try not to go into too much depth from here on out.
No, you're good. Let's see. I have so many here, I'm thinking of which one I want to use. Let's see. Okay. How about this one? Cheating is not a part of ups and downs in a relationship. Who the F raised y'all? Got 92,000 likes. Okay. Next tweet under. DM for promo. Next tweet under. Bring the theater to your room with this mini projector. Next tweet under. Invest in your room. Get yours a sunsetic lamp. Next tweet under. The galaxy lamp.
I was gonna say there's really nothing wrong with the original tweet. I agree with it, but
wait. Get ready for the first and most important reply.
Oh no.
I think cheating is a necessary evil. It shows you the level of commitment your partner is willing to put in. Shows you that person's limitations and what they are in pursuit of. In result of that, you gain experience and an acceptance of what you want or do not want in your life.
To that I respond with, what's your relationship like with your father?
I mean, you know,
is
there's
that
always
too on the nose?
there's always like a counter tweet somewhere there, but you'd think on that one there wouldn't be, and there is.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
Well, no, I'm talking about the original.
The original.
The fact that there had to be, and the funnier thing is, this didn't get ratioed that heavily, which means people agree with it.
Wow, a lot of people have broken hearts, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe.
And apparently this person thinks that it's okay that it happens. I mean, look, it happens. I understand. As someone who's been cheated on myself, I understand how much it hurts. Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, I can't sit idly by and justify the fact that it happens. Like, it happens. It's like, okay, great. Well, how do we keep it from not happening? If you're that unhappy in a relationship, just leave.
Right.
Like,
I don't understand it.
And the standalone, well, I actually do understand it, because the standalone argument for people who are unhappy in a relationship but happen to cheat and don't tell their significant other, like, hey, I'm unhappy, is the fact that they don't want to look like the bad person, but end up looking like the bad person anyway when they happen to go out and cheat. So it's like either bite the bullet or get shot. Like, I don't know, man. It's people. 2021.
There's always a disagreeing or counter
Who said
tweet.
People had to have morals?
And this next one especially, it was a San Francisco Chronicle article. It said a burglar who climbed through the window of a second-story apartment building was shot at by the resident, who then held the man at gunpoint until police arrived. So it was a burglar. He was shot at when he entered someone's apartment, and then the guy who shot at him kept him at gunpoint until the cops showed up to arrest the guy. Okay.
So what's the problem?
This guy replied, in quotation marks, "Shot at means the homeowner missed his target, hitting something he didn't intend to hit in an apartment. That's not good for neighbors. I'm glad the burglar was arrested, but praise of the shooter is misplaced." And then the guy continued, "Hopefully the resident is arrested. At max, he would have lost some property, but he endangered so many lives."
Yeah, because see, private property ownership and I would say basically personal security, yeah, that just doesn't exist.
This got ratioed so hard that it just had 40 replies and 0 likes or retweets.
Oh. Wait, the original tweet or the guy who responded that way? That
person who responded that way.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. See, this is where I put on my tricorn hat and be like, shut up, and be like, shut up and Imperial. But it's, oh my God, dude. What is it that people don't understand about personal responsibility and the fact that, oh, okay, well, first of all, where was this again? San Francisco?
Yeah.
Oh, well. You think they're 2A friendly over there? Fuck no.
No. Yeah, of course not.
So, of course, someone's going to be in the comments being like, oh, well, guns, you really shouldn't shoot at people, dude. And at that point, you hear so many pro-2A, you hear so many, like, radical pro-2A arguments and radical anti-2A arguments that you just have to sit back and you think, when you see a tweet like that, you think to yourself, when you see an original tweet like that, like, okay, someone came into this guy's house, He was utilizing his basic fundamental constitutional Second Amendment right to defend himself. What's the issue?
Well, the issue is that he used a gun, and guns are evil. Something like that, anyways.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that this guy kind of got his comeuppance with being ratioed. I'd be interested in reading the replies from that. I'm sure it's a lot of people. I hope it's a lot of people disagreeing with him or making him look like an idiot.
Well, yeah, it's 40 replies of people making him look like an absolute moron. Here's the next one. Nothing more embarrassing than men posting photos and videos of them getting gas and complaining about it. Biden didn't force you to lease an M8.
Who the fuck is leasing M8s in California?
Well, I mean, yeah, but the thing is, the vehicle type doesn't even matter. Because you're still going to be paying for gas.
I mean, it's... Oh, God. I'm not sure... I'm not sure what the left wants us to do. You know, do they want us to eat bugs, stay in pods, drive electric vehicles, and sing Kumbaya?
Well, some guy replied, "Tell me you're indoctrinated without telling me. Gas prices affect everybody. Doesn't matter the type of car you drive, even if you don't drive. The reaction to gas prices rising reflects on all goods and services being transported." Which, yeah, I mean, that's
makes
why
sense.
food costs are going up too. Because trucks are going to be guzzling gas, which means that someone's going to be paying for that.
Uh-oh. Looks like somebody voted on the wrong thing.
Well, I actually don't know what the gas prices outside of the state are these days. I haven't seen anything.
I have seen in recent weeks to recent months that it is just cusping under $5.
Well, you drove out of state though, didn't you?
I did drive out of state, but I think I saw gas prices. The highest I saw was $4.89.
Out of state.
Out of state.
Oh, wow.
Where you would think in the Bible Belt that, you know, it'd be cheaper. And I mean, you'd see some gas stations that were like, I saw one that was just barely $4, but you look at that and you think to yourself, well, that ain't top tier gas. Yeah, it's one of those, they just fry bacon grease and they pour that shit in your car.
Hey man, if it works,
they call it a day.
If it works, man. Oh man.
Jeez.
Here. This one is very. I think it's worth the conversation. I don't have the original tweet that everything here is in reply to, but my memory tells me it had something to do with water shortages in Hawaii. And how
island? What?
I know, and how people that live there have to conserve more water or something like that. You know, the same thing they say here, right? Conserve water.
I did see the whole thing regarding Hawaii and tourism. Like basically,
well, this is where that's going to, and it says. So how much does Hawaii's economy depend on tourism? Not saying limiting citizens is the right choice, but discouraging a 20% plus source of economy seems further reaching. That was what someone replied. And then someone else said, they're literally saying, take care of our people instead of the tourists, and your retort is to support capitalism. Laughing faces.
Yes.
Response to that. Actually, it's considering the population of people who have been struggling as the hospitality industry shut down. These people are now much more capable of feeding their families and have some sense of comfort rather than watering the lawn or washing their car. Luxury versus need. And then this person replied back, Actually, the cost of living due to tourism and rich people moving to Hawaii make it hard for native people to live on their own land. So yeah, still capitalism being the cause, and yet small-minded people thinking it's the solution.
I mean, has it been a solution?
Well, think about it this way. I clicked on that person's profile because I wanted to test something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess if I was able to put a bunch of dings and check marks right now, to just pretend they're going off as I do this.
Okay.
Rainbow symbol, ding, she/her, ding, your opinion of me is none of my business, ding, doesn't even live in Hawaii, they live in LA.
If you can see this link, that is what the left wants.
Don't see the link, unfortunately,
Ooh.
but,
I really
I
want to
wonder
see
if-
the link now.
yeah, I want to see the link too. I wonder if it's the YouTube thing, like...
So I actually
it
just
up.
looked up. It's funny because it's a great tweet to have a discussion about, because I just popped up on Yahoo Life the article that they wrote stating why residents of Hawaii are begging tourists not to visit right now. And then it goes into it. It does the standard journalism fare. Oh, Hawaii is known for its beautiful beaches and breathtaking sunsets. That's literally the first sentence of it. Rather than just delving into what the fuck the issue is, they have to go around in circles. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many tourists had to put their 2020 vacation plans on hold, and now those tourists are coming to Hawaii in droves. Bottom for 1 minute, mods can link. Oh, mod him then.
What does that mean?
It basically means give him a moderator role. You can remove it immediately after link. I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that either. Here.
Yeah. There you go, man. Hawaii's residents are asking for a pause in visitors. The people of Maui County have lacked sufficient time to prepare for the sudden large influx of tourism, even as healthy restrictions remain in place. Bruce Fisher, who runs Hawaii Aloha, told Hawaii News Now that tourists are coming to Hawaii for a quick, budget-friendly trip with great expectations. They want their experiences to be on par with life before the pandemic, and it's just not realistic. Okay. First of all, can you even get on a plane now?
You know,
With this whole
it's
with this whole
really
Delta
unclear.
variant? This article was written 6 days ago, and I mean, obviously, you're not going to drive to fucking Hawaii, you know. I understand that there's multiple ways of crossing state lines. You may be able to take a boat, but usually people fly there. With this new Delta variant, I don't know. But number two, oftentimes I see people, and I haven't been to Hawaii myself, but oftentimes I see people going to Hawaii to vacation, and they kind of just keep to themselves in their own space. You know, maybe they go to like a few luau's, maybe they like go out and everything like that. They interact with the locals, but it's not like impeding on them.
I wouldn't say it's impeding. I've been there.
Not impeding, encroaching.
Yeah.
I guess is yeah. It doesn't step on the people's toes. At least I don't think it would. And more often than not, wouldn't you say that these vast amounts of tourists coming to Hawaii, wouldn't you say that stimulates the state's economy even more? I mean, who the hell else is willing to pay $30 plus for like?
And also,
you know.
I made you the mod, but I don't see a link yet.
Yeah, you may have to repost it.
Also, I've been to Hawaii. It's been years, and the way I saw it, I was younger, of course, but the way I saw it, there was a pretty nice kind of two-way thing going between the tourism and the locals, because at the end of the day, you know, local places like small businesses, restaurants, whatever, tourists like visiting that stuff. Because,
right, and
because
they're
to
willing
them it's
to pay
like
those prices.
Yeah, and they're willing to pay those prices. And it's like, well, what else? Oh, I got the link. It's like, what else are you supposed to do? You know, are you supposed to
yeah.
Are you supposed to kick people out?
Right, and in that case, it's just like, I could understand that would be a reason. Oh.
Oh.
Okay, that was odd.
Oops.
I guess at like 4:04.
I don't know what just happened. I think we might have like exploded for a second. I think we're back.
The stream is still on. I had the same issue yesterday with like navigating to a different page accidentally.
Jeez, they really don't have a warning for that. Okay. Oh,
yeah, no. Something went wrong.
Work?
I don't think the link works. You might have to resend it again.
Paste. Oh, maybe I have to remove this part.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I think you've made
Goldfinger movie clip. I expect you to die.
Thank you for the demonstration.
Choose your next witticism carefully, Mr. Bond. It may be your last. The purpose of our two previous encounters is now very clear to me. I do not intend to be distracted by another. Good night, Mr. Bond.
This link is
both literal and tongue-in-cheek. This is what the left
No,
wants.
Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. There is nothing you can talk to me about that I don't already know.
I get it.
That's funny.
Good.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's a good one.
You expect me to talk? No, I expect you to die.
Yeah, talk about not dealing in absolutes here. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Only the left deals in absolutes.
So, I'm just going to leave this whole... I'm going to put a hatch in this whole Hawaii discussion now. If you were planning a trip to Hawaii, perhaps it would be a good idea to seek out an alternate destination instead. You may not get the experience that you were hoping for. Yeah, why? With so many other travelers there at the same time anyway. In addition, there are plenty of other places that are in need of a tourism boost post-pandemic. Post-pandemic? We're still in a pandemic, apparently.
Wait, but why do they decide who does and doesn't need a tourism boost?
Okay, I can understand that if they want to, like, if they want to prevent tourists from coming here because of COVID, that would be a different situation. And in retrospect, they should have titled this article very differently, stating, "We're going to slam shut the state's ports because we don't want people coming here who potentially have COVID." Okay, but they're not going to say that. They are going to blame it on tourism. They're going to, and then what happens? People are still going to come. They're not going to enforce people coming here. They're just going to say, "Oh, well, we'd really appreciate it if you didn't come." And it's like, no. If this, there was a pandemic, literally. Well, yeah, actually, I'll humor them for a second. I'll humor them for a second, okay? If Hawaiians are in desperate need of, if they need to not be exposed, I mean, they're on an island, they're pretty remote as it is. I wouldn't say remote, but, you know what I mean.
Well, they're mostly accessed by airlines.
Right, but if they are in desperate need of not needing to be exposed to COVID, or this new Delta variant, please rename your article. Don't come to Hawaii for fear of, infecting our citizens. Slam shut the ports. Get this whole tourism, if that's legitimately the reason of why they're doing this, because I don't think it's because of tourism. I think it's... They mentioned the pandemic 6 different times, and it makes me think that the underlying cause of writing this article is the fact that, naturally, these people are scared. They're living on an island, and we have a new variant that could potentially infect a lot more people, and people are trying to get away from it all. Okay, I understand that. But if Hawaiians want to reclaim their sovereignty, they should just say, no, don't come here. I would actually have more respect if they just said, no, don't come to our state.
But who wrote that article? Someone who lives there or someone in LA?
Now, exactly right. Now therein lies the third topic of discussion, where it's just okay, is this someone from Hawaii actually stating that tourism is an issue? Or is it someone from LA who is grandstanding and thinking that they could speak for another state? I'm looking at it right now. The original article...
I was going to respond to this comment.
Yeah, please do.
I think it was severely, severely overblown. That's the way I see it. Only because
Yeah.
I know a couple people that got it,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them almost didn't get through that. So I mean, there was something. I don't know what. There was definitely something there. And in terms of the numbers, I think they were all overblown. That's just my position. Because I know somebody who worked in the uh like what would you call it, like an EMT service, and they were in hospitals
Right.
during COVID the whole time, and all they said was anybody who came in who had any type of cough or sneeze or whatever were automatically being listed as COVID patients.
Interesting.
So that's why sometimes they were throwing out these incredible numbers of cases out there, and you'd be like, "Wow, is that for real?" Well, yes and no, I guess, because they're being reported, but they're not being reported accurately, and I don't know the reason behind that. I heard from somebody that hospitals get a certain amount of money, depending on how many reports they give out, but I don't know. That's just from what I've heard, so I'm not going to pass it off as fact, but that's what people have been telling me relating to the one and only COVID-19. Uh-oh, I said it. There goes the advertising.
Can't wait till COVID 20 comes out. The sequel we all didn't know we needed.
It's called the Delta variant. They're already shutting down LA again.
Are they really?
Again.
Wait,
well,
what did you? What
they're
did you say it was called?
The
the Delta variant.
yeah. Well, it's gonna be Delta. Then we'll probably get like, I don't know, Echo, Hotel
Charlie,
variant,
Foxtrot.
yeah, Foxtrot variant.
All the way up to what's the last one again?
Well, I heard it was only because they had 1,000 cases a day for 3 consecutive days. Cases, not deaths.
So they offshooted it. It's like taking Bitcoin and forking off a new coin and saying, "Hey, it's the same virus, but it's just a shittier.
Yeah,
it's an altcoin
they
for
could
COVID."
keep doing that for a long time if they wanted to. Because you know, these people get scared of everything. Oh no, there's a small offshoot here. Oh, everyone gotta shut down, and let's blame those horrible conservative people for causing this. It's all their fault. We need to burn them at the stake.
Watch this interview when you have time. COVID is scientifically baseless.
Well,
That
I know
could be
that
an interesting.
Yeah.
That could be an interesting stream in and of itself if we
Well,
look at the video and then
save
react to it. Yeah, save
if
it.
I can. I'm gonna.
You should be able to.
Wow, that's a big link.
What's the video length?
I don't know. I'm gonna click on it now.
David.
An hour and 22 minutes. Oh.
Well, I'm gonna take a listen to it at one point.
Red Pool Jack is coming in here with the facts. This guy found COVID's patented.
I couldn't read it backwards, so I couldn't.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to call the guy.
Red Pool Jack. Thank you very much for the content.
Actually.
That is cool. Yeah.
Red Pool.
So,
Jack.
what's the next? If we can migrate from the island for a bit, if we can pull a Plague Inc., because that's essentially what we're living in, and migrate to another topic.
Let me see what I've got here. Oh.
What's the next tweet?
Okay, here. My favorite Americans. The person who wrote this is an Armenian. They said, my favorite Americans are the virtuous liberals who dedicate their entire identity and morality to salvaging black and brown folks from white supremacy. reward themselves with vacations to Finland and Japan, then come back to report how those places are paradise on Earth. Okay. It was obviously, like, sarcastic to an extent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then this guy, Jimmy Williams, I'm going to say his name because he's actually a public figure.
Oh,
who's
wow,
been
okay.
on, what was it, MSNBC or something like that. He's one of those, like, side contributor types.
Right.
Okay, and he's like a full-blown, hardcore, to the end liberal. Wrote back, well, my favorite Armenians are the ones who stick to their own country. And this became a whole problem. Because it's like, well,
okay.
aren't you the one that's supposed to be all inclusive and everyone matters and all that stuff? You're telling someone to stick to their own country. That sounds kind of racist. Did I just find the coveted liberal hypocrisy? I think I did.
Can we just move on to the next one? I don't even have the... I don't even know what to comment on first.
Wait.
Both of those...
Oh, you want the next one? It's still from Jimmy Williams. I don't give a damn if they're Armenian or Greek or any other country. It isn't racist to tell a right-winger to screw off. It's called anti-fascist. Thanks for playing.
Hold on.
You're having like a reevaluation.
Jimmy Williams?
Yeah.
Is that... I'm trying to find him. I don't have Twitter, but I'm looking to see if he's like on Instagram or something. His name is Jimmy Williams or like James Williams?
Well, in this particular conversation, his username was Jimmy Williams at Jimmy Politics or something like that. Bald guy with glasses.
Yeah, I think I found him. No. Here's when gas prices go up every year: Easter, Memorial Day, July 4th, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. Why? Because people drive more. This isn't complicated.
Here, SC political consultant, opinion journo, former MSNBC, former Senate staffer, despise racists. I cook. And his...
A lot.
His...
You/y'all.
Yeah, are those...
Is this ironic?
No,
is this ironic?
It can't be.
I was gonna say it's bordering on like just full on based a little bit. When he said just for playing, though, I wanted to. Jesus, I just wanted to put a shotgun in my mouth. I hate it. I hate it when people put that little salutations at the end. Like, oh, thanks for playing. Checkmate, atheist, kind of thing. Like, it was cute in 2009 when you were trying to get the upper hand on someone
or
on
like,
fucking
try
Reddit,
again.
You know? Or try again, sweetie. Like, you know what? Fuck you. How about that?
You know, there's so many people that you just know they want. Like, even in, like, the Senate or Congress, I just know that there are members that are on the absolute urge of just replying with that, and they can't. Maybe one day I'll hear one do that. I don't know.
Here's one. Same guy, why do we give a shit if someone wants to go into space? It's their money, their life, and their risk. Yes, tax the rich, so what's the point of all this whiny bullshit? How would you like it if we started telling you not to do something you can afford? Okay, you had me up until... Yes, tax the rich part, because you say it's their money, their life, and their risk. That's probably the most conservative take you could ever fucking have. And if you were to end the tweet just like that, I would have no problem with it, okay? How would you like it if we started telling you not to do something that you can afford? Well, just because you can afford it doesn't mean you should fucking purchase it, okay? Like, you can afford it with the mountains of institutionalized credit card debt. You can afford it because Nixon happened to take the dollar off the fucking gold standard. I just dropped my microphone. Yeah, of course you can afford it because it's not backed by actual legal tender. You're printing all this money every day. Why, Williams has a point here. And it harkens back to my original point. Why should you give a shit what billionaires do?
Well, yeah, I really don't care what they do, as long as it doesn't get in my face or in my way.
When you virtue signal about it, it makes me, it sort of drives the point home that you care more about a billionaire situation than you do your own financial situation. Okay, would I say that there's a hint of jealousy in there? Probably. I think a lot of people would like to be in their shoes because they would continue to virtue signal to a point where, well, now I have all this money, I would give back to the community. Like, bullshit, okay? Like you mean to tell me that this would be redistributed on your dime, on your time? Like, no, you would put it into something that would stimulate the greater good, and it wouldn't be a case by case scenario of like, I'm going to help certain individuals, because how nepotistic would that be? It's like, I don't understand the reasoning behind people being like, oh, we're going to redistribute wealth. Okay, well, where are you going to redistribute the wealth in? Oh, well, we're going to redistribute the wealth in, XYZ communities and this, that, and the other thing. And it's a matter of just like, okay, I can see why these communities are impoverished. Mm-hmm. But what is a loan or a grant or a sum of money going to do to it takes a lot of money to just change to change social classes, Like, I guarantee you a lot of the money that people wish that they would have had, hypothetically, let's just say they get it, they are not going to spend it properly. That's my take on it, I feel like a lot of people are not financially educated on where to put their money. And that's funny, I actually just got an email from Amazon stating that, you
got an email from Amazon, you monster.
Yeah, I got a royalty report available, even though I unpublished all of my books, so who the fuck knows where this is coming from? I mean, I got money for a book that isn't even mine. Well, it is mine, but it's not published anymore. Anyway, yeah, I said I wasn't going to go deeper into this, and I did, and I'm sorry.
No, it's free airtime, man. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I understand.
There's no,
but it's one of those it's an instance where
I'm not charging you by the minute yet.
I'm passionate about these specific subjects. Okay. I'm not the most intelligent in them. I understand. It's not to say that I'm ignorant of particular situations, but it's one of those things where I understand my place in the world. Okay. I am not going to cause a global economic change by myself. It's not going to happen. So I set my expectations to a point where I'll still be pleasantly surprised, in my efforts and in my accomplishments, but I'm not going to expect the world. That'd just be idiotic, So, yeah.
Well, we are a little over an hour in. I think any more out of the ammunition list, and we'd be doing an all-nighter.
This would definitely be a kick-ass series.
Yeah, I think this is going to need another part at one point.
I could see this being a series, like a continuous series that we do maybe. Hell, I could do it every day.
Oh yeah, well,
I'd be down. It's funny.
You want to shorten each other's lifespans?
Well, it's funny though, because I look at the sort of the algorithm for your channel versus mine, and I sort of have a set schedule of 12 p.m. That's when content is posted. But I've noticed that the most impressions, the most, chat rate that I've seen from the It's All Subjective channel occurs very late at night. Like 1 to 4 a.m.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? And I was thinking about that, and I was like, is it my imagination?
So, if you ever want to do this, Saturday night when I don't have work the following morning, I'll get a couple energy drinks and we'll do part 2.
Now, for people who don't know, energy drinks is a code name.
It really isn't. I'm not here to solicit any. But, you know, we've talked about illicit drugs on the channel. I get it, but it's not who I am.
He learned a little too much from the ketamine video.
We got to do an update on that one. But I think now is a good time to call it if you'd like.
Yep.
So.
Oh, I did it last time. I think I will delegate it to you.
Ladies and gentlemen
of the jury,
Twitter sucks. Twitter sucks. Instagram sucks. Literally, social media. It's not what it was 10 years ago, and it's a bit of a shame. What was once, or what were once, several outlets in order to express one's own opinion, it's delved into something that I don't like using, and I'm going to keep it as one note and as based assumptuous as I can, because really, it's all subjective, people. I don't know how else to put it. You got any other comments?
No, just want to say, well, thank the mod. I will not remove that delegation. From
Congratulations,
from the remainder
you've
of
earned
the
it.
video, and I don't even know how long it stays, but however long it is, it's yours. Thanks for participating.
If you ever want other moderator roles, I guess if it goes away the next time we stream, we'll just remod you. I have no idea how that works.
You're all right, man. You all right.
Yeah, you're cool.
You're cool.
So until next time, we will catch you on the flip side.
Peace.